Does the perfect game truly exist? It's a question that many gamers, myself included, have pondered for ages. While there are plenty of games out there, determining which one is truly flawless is a little bit difficult. The first one being, what does a game need to be considered perfect? Doesn't it make sense that the perfect game would be perfect in everything? What do I mean by that? So, let's say a game like Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2 is known for its breathtaking visuals and immersive world. It's easy to argue that in terms of environmental design, it's basically perfect. I mean, seriously, I doubt any other gaming company besides Rockstar can pull this off. So, is that it? Is the question answered? Well, not quite. You see, in details and in visuals, no game will beat this in the next 10 years. Unless you're GTA 6. Oh, it's GTA 6, come on, like, it'll beat everything. Just accept it. But what I'm trying to say here is that even though the game is perfect in that manner, it's still not the perfect game. And here's why. The game has some minor inconveniences. For example, half of the time my horse doesn't even listen to me, resulting in hilarious crashes. The combat is good, but it can get repetitive, and there's games that do it better.
Target.
Now, those are minor complaints, but the perfect game can't have any complaints. It must be perfect. So in that case, Red Dead Redemption 2 is not the perfect game. So if one of the complaints is that it doesn't have good enough combat, then let's find a game that does. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. Probably the best combat I have seen in gaming to this day. This is definitely my second favorite game of all time, and there's good reason why. So basically expect to die a lot in this game. A lot. You will suffer, but in a good way, because it's a Souls game, and every single time you die, you learn something new. Instead of leveling up your character, this game levels up you, and I have zero complaints about this game. So does that mean that this is the perfect game? Well, we have a problem with that. You see, we said earlier that Red Dead Redemption 2 has the best visuals and environment, and Sekiro Shadows Die Twice has amazing visuals and amazing environment, but they're nowhere near Red Dead's. So now we realize something. It appears we have stumbled upon a dead end. You see, Sekiro has the best combat in gaming, but Red Dead has the best environment and details. The problem with that is that the perfect game has to have the best everything. So it looks like the perfect game doesn't exist yet. But if it did, how would it look like? So with that, it leaves us with the second part of this video. How would the perfect game look like? To achieve this, we will take every single perfect mechanic from the previous games and combine them into one. For starters, we need a template, a game that is almost perfect by itself. And I think the perfect game for that would be Elden Ring, probably From Software's magnum opus. It is truly the best game of the century. While the combat is not as good as Sekiro's, it still holds up, and the massive exploration of the world is phenomenal. Overall, an amazing open world and an amazing game, with a good amount of challenge to it. So now, let's improve it a little bit. What if Elden Ring had Red Dead's visuals and Sekiro's combat? And how about we keep the ability to roll, and also the Mikiri counter, and the parrying and attacking as normal? Plus the Red Dead visuals and detail would make this truly amazing. Let's add them together. So what do we have here? An amazing open world with good combat, environment and detail, but what's missing? One of my few complaints about Elden Ring is getting from point A to point B. What do I mean by that? You see, you can fast travel, ride a horse, and go on a walk, but that's it. So in that case, we could add Assassin's Creed climbing, and I guess Breath of the Wild climbing also works. And if we focus on rebalancing, and encourage player creativity and also allow modding, this game could possibly be the perfect game. So that was all fun and games, but there is a problem. You see, the game doesn't exist. And that leaves us with the third part of this video, where we're gonna be talking about 2 upcoming games that might actually earn the perfect title. And the first one is GTA 6. I mean, what would you expect? You already knew, it was right there, it's really obvious. It's made by Rockstar, so it's probably gonna have better detail than Red Dead Redemption 2. And I fear everyone who's making a game in 2025, because it's not gonna beat it. But wait a minute, if that's the case, what is the other game that might actually become the perfect game as well? And this one is good, because not only is it very obscure, but it's actually the game that inspired this entire video. Crimson Desert. For those who don't know what this game is, you're probably wondering, what the fuck is this? And I'm gonna quickly explain what it is, alright? I will quickly explain this. For those who don't know, this game has been memed on because it has basically every single fucking feature that we have talked about in this video. All of them. Every single one. So everyone who knows is just debating. Is this real? Is this what you're seeing on screen real? Because when I say it has everything, I mean that 100%. Because this game has fishing, Assassin's Creed parkour, you can tame horses like Red Dead, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom magic. You can pet every single animal you see. This game truly has everything. No doubt you're in the game. The game probably doxed you somehow and you're inside the game right now as we speak. But what is unfortunate is that this is I'll believe it until I see it. So obviously the game is not out yet, and this looks super unrealistic, but if it's real, if this is real, you do not understand how big it will be. And Lord forbid you don't have the PC to run this type of game, because it looks like you need a NASA PC to run this. But anyways, it looks like we just have to wait to find out. GTA 6 or this game could potentially be the perfect game. If you like this video, you can always subscribe to help me out, since I'm just starting out, and that will help me a lot. So, until next time, see you later gamers.